G'day guys, welcome back. Intel are up 2-0 on Storm 8. This could potentially be yet another 3-0 for Maynarde and Zepph. We are going to be having our old friend Rex Chapman, who we remember very well from our Intel cast in the preseason, going up against Uber de Bing. And we are going to jump into this game very shortly. Just to let you know, guys know that as this game stands, Rex Chapman is a little bit of an underdog. He's been struggling a little bit, coming up against some really tough players. He generally gets the ace. And once again, he is up against another ace. Storm 8's Knight in Shining Armor. There, Sir Lancelot. Uber de Bing needs to come back here, and he is their strongest player, so he has got the best chance to do so. How do you feel for Rex Chapman, Zepph? Do you think he's got a little bit of tall order ahead of him?
Perhaps. I think he can do it though. He's obviously he's an experienced player, and Uber de Bing's actually been described as a player of many builds, like a TLO of Storm 8. So perhaps if Rex Chapman comes along one that he can beat quite easily, one that he's familiar with, he will do very, very well in this match. So I guess we'll only have to find out.
Yeah, I guess is Uber de Bing, is he good at a ton of builds, or is he excellent at a ton of builds? Sometimes when you have too many in your repertoire, you don't have time to sharpen them all. So let's wait and see. Can Rex Chapman get a win, or will Uber de Bing try and tie the series for Storm 8? Let's get straight into it. All right, playing it, enabling that sound. In the bottom left, we have got Rex Chapman for Intel. And in the top right, who we got here?
This is Uber de Bing.
Uber de Bing.
Rolls off the tongue.
It does. Uber de Bing. Uber de Bing.
Provided we're saying it right.
Yep. Please correct us if you watch the YouTube video, Uber de Bing. In fact, we'll call you Uber for short.
Yeah,
so.
Uber. Then we can't really screw it up. We'll just sound like we're best friends. Like,
That's right.
Like
First name
cool.
basis.
We're down. Yeah.
We're down. We're comfortable with each other. We tell each other secrets, D&Ms over hot coffee.
That's it.
Definitely on first name basis with old Rex over here, because we've seen him before. We're old friends with Rex.
Totally.
Why wouldn't you be friends with Maynarde and Zepph? We're the nicest people on the whole planet.
Of course.
Of course. See us a land. Please say hello. We got some lands coming up. In fact, Zepph and myself.
We sure do.
Starting to get busy. StarCraft season. It's that time of year. The Swarm about to launch. Lots of hype. Lots of excitement.
2013 is going to be a big one for sure. And actually, what better way to start it off with some pre-season hot casts with AHGL? Right. Like, seriously, this is like the best warm-up any caster could have.
Absolutely. So we're very blessed, in fact, to be a part of the AHGL A-team, or A-team of casters, the A-team of players. We wish we were the A-team of players. These guys are getting all the glory right now, taking nerd skulls. And I believe they are playing for the prize of donating to a charity of their choice. Each company has a charity, and they, I think that's the way. Or I think they get nominated a charity or something like that, and they have to donate, or they play to donate. So that's pretty generous. Always nice to see people less fortunate getting some good stuff from the esports heroes of today.
Yeah, for sure.
And now let's watch these esport heroes kill each other.
Yeah, there could be some esports dollars going to charity after this match if they can't bring it back.
That's right. Intel on the brink of another 3-0. Intel are so strong. In fact, I would say Intel would be my favorites to win this season of AHGL. I would have to say that right now. Oh, God, look at that rally.
I mean, Intel and Epic are looking like the strongest, but...
Yeah, would not be surprised in the slightest to see an Intel Epic Grand Final for the AHGL.
There's still some teams we haven't seen yet, so we might be speaking too soon. We hope they prove us wrong, too.
I mean, we've had the pleasure of casting, I think, Facebook, Amazon, National Instruments, just to name a few.
IBM?
Yeah, IBM, that's right.
Gosh, there's so many of them. Now we're doing Storm 8 today.
Storm 8.
Hard to keep up.
It is hard to keep up, but we're doing our best, aren't we, Zepph?
Yeah, we sure are.
All right. Chapman did 15 hatch, very, very standard opening there. Uber de Bing, or Uber, sorry, our buddy Uber, has just been rallying this, just shift queuing his SCV to just constantly scout this main to see when drones are heading down into the natural. And
he'll also continue to be able to see that gas.
Yep. And he has taken the gases here in the main, but it's a very standard gas timing for Terran. Sometimes you can take the 2 barracks first and then the gases, but going to go for the gases before the extra barracks. In fact, they might just go for the 2 gases and then on 100 gas drop the factory instead, because this is in fact Heart of the Swarm, and then factory units are good.
Hopefully we'll see very soon what his build is going to be, which one he's going to pick for taking out Rex Chapman potentially. And of course, I never expect to see anything but a factory go down after the first Rex.
I know, right?
Because,
With a reactor there. This is actually still pretty Wings of Liberty-esque because the Hellion was so good in TVZ. It still is.
Yeah, of course.
So-
And I mean, their new units all come out around factory tech, whereas Zerg has to get Lair and Hive and Protoss. They get the Mothership core, but until then, it's all from the Stargate. So it's really not surprising to see these sort of core buildings of the factory, being one of them, come out pretty much every game.
All the gases in the natural being taken by Rex Chapman, and I like this decision. I like taking the gases down there if you don't want to go too heavily into gas, because it makes the Terran think about it in case they get in there. Because it's much harder to get into the main, and then you really don't actually know how many gases the Zerg actually has. If you see those 4 gases, you might be thinking, what's going on? Is it mutas?
Yeah, for sure. It's really, really valuable to do that. And back in the base of Uber, we actually have a Starport follow-up with some Hellions coming out. He's going back into Bio after this, it looks like, but the Overlord is hitting a perfect scout timing.
Oh, yes. The Overlord getting a great big perv on Uber right now. Seeing pretty much everything. In fact, if we see an armory dropped here, I would think that we would see what Uber has planned for our Zerg friend Rex Chapman.
Definitely, but for now it looks like it might be a quick Hellion drop or something. He's pumping out some Marauders from his 1 Rax, so it could be a Marauder Hellion push, a little bit more old school considering that there is no armory down just yet, but he could still drop one like you mentioned.
Yeah.
But Rex Chapman's response has been pretty much to just drop a Rotoran straight away and work towards getting some of those nice defensive units.
And he's going to have a lot of Lings. Hellions are pretty good against Lings. He's not overreacting yet. Okay, now that he's making over 18 Lings, this might be a little bit of an overreaction. There's only a few Hellions here. But he's just being safe.
Yeah.
He knows that, it's Rex Chapman, he's sick of losing. He's sick of going up against the higher-end guys on the other teams, and he wants to get himself a scalp. Oh, God. And this is already bad for Rex Chapman. A huge drone roast there on the mineral line. Can he get us around these Hellions? These Lings don't have speed yet. And there is so... Oh, God. This is a great attack from Udabing.
Oh, nice round actually in the end.
Ooh.
But no wonder he made so many Lings, because he only has slow Lings. He knew some Hellions were coming out, and he needed to shut them down ASAP. So that was really well done, all considered. I mean, no one wants to make that many Lings, but it had to be done, and he made the right choice.
I think you're absolutely right. Rex Chapman actually held that as well as he possibly could with slow Lings. He lost a few drones. Bit of an unfortunate time for that drone transfer, but what can you do? And he is just going to start spreading creep like a madman. Looks like Marauders are already in production for Uber. He's preparing for the Roach transition.
Yeah, definitely.
And no armory yet.
Not yet. It could be in the future.
Oh, there it is.
There we go.
Wabam.
Alrighty. You can never forget that armory.
Nope,
but,
not in this game.
Anyway, I think Rex Chapman is going for, actually... a Wings of Liberty build. This is kind of the meta right now in Wings of Liberty for ZVT. You go for +1 Roaches and then go back into Ling Infestor. So it's really interesting that he's actually chosen to bring that out here. And I suppose it makes sense because when factory units are the go, what better to use than Roaches?
Indeed. We got a big Hellion attack here in the 3rd. Roach is already in position though. This might be a little bit, a lot better defended this time. Roach is pretty good against Hellions. Armory is about to finish. Widow Mines are in production for Uber. And he's going to move out with a small little force here. The Overlord does see that. Is he actually posturing? Is he going for that Overlord on purpose to force him to make units? Or is he actually going for an attack? With all these units, I think he's actually going to follow through.
And it could be a very powerful punch in the face of Rex Chapman. There's a lot of Marauders and a lot of Hellions. Hellions will take care of the Lings, and the Marauders, with that many medevacs, should be nicely healed up to take out the Roaches. Do they have concussive shell? They do not, so they can't kite quite as well.
They have Stim and Medivacs though, and I think a Stim Marauder with Medivacs actually doesn't die ever.
Pretty much.
Could wreck me if I'm wrong.
We have Hellbat mode.
Oh god. Hellbats are up and ready, and these Lings just evaporated. Oh my god. And the Marauders and these Hellbats are actually doing a decent job against the Roaches, but there might be too many Roaches here.
Oh wow, look at those Queens transfusing, focusing down the medevac too. That was actually really nicely done by Rex Chapman. A lot of stuff died, but it could have been a lot more.
And Uber to Bing's Widow Mines do manage to burrow and take out a couple Roaches there, hurting a couple as well.
Yep. But at least
that medevac boost really saved Uber there from queen sniping. So look at this creep spread. All these active tumors from Rex Chapman. I really like this creep spread.
Yeah, he's doing a great job actually. That Widow Mine shot actually should have alerted Rex to the fact that he needs to get an overseer and try and clear those up, because right now his queens are right in the firing line. They might take a shot to the face here.
Oh, ouch. Ooh, that queen.
Oh, look at that carcass. Gosh, that's disgusting.
She's having a bad day. All right. Medevac boost being still annoying for the Zerg player, going straight into the natural. And the overseers of Rex Chapman are here.
They sure are.
How much damage can these do? No Hellbats in this drop, though. Just Marauders. Marauders actually not that great against drones.
Stat boost, man. I feel like they might need to reduce the increase the cooldown for that, because that's kind of crazy. He's just in and out like no other.
Yeah, they're very hard to catch. Mutas did get that extra speed boost, though, and regeneration, and Hydra's got speed boost as well. And speaking of Hydra speed, that is on the way for Rex Chapman, so he's going to be a Hydra. In fact, Roach Hydra Viper is one of those unit compositions, kind of like the new Lingbane Muta. It's just good against every race.
Definitely, that is it in a nutshell. That's what ZVT and ZV everything kind of is right now.
Everything.
But yeah, you know, Uber's actually playing this beautifully. He is harassed so much that Rex stopped droning. He's actually 10 workers, or like more or less, including mules and all that, behind Uber de Bing, who now has a third established, untouched by Rex. So he's done a really great job so far.
So basically this means Rex is going to have a big, scary army, but not much behind it, so that if Rex loses this army, or doesn't do crippling damage to Uber, he's actually going to be in a pretty bad spot. That said, though, this army is, I have to reiterate, going to be very scary. Great scan there from Uber, seeing pretty much everything, and he's deciding that he is comfortable enough to move out here with his units. Hellbats, Marauders, Marines, and a lot of medevacs. Yeah,
if he goes for a push here, that's going to be really sick, because once again, similar to the last game we saw, he's hit a timing, actually no, the first game, he's hit a timing where the Zerg just made like 10 or 15 drones, so there's not as much lava left over for units, but he's not going for the attack just yet. I think he's just trying to find a nice angle to go for and maybe clear up some creep on the way.
Chapman going into Hive territory, and once you make that Hive, it is Viper time. Although Viper's really not that great against this unit composition. They're more of an anti-siege tank, anti-Thor unit, so I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't actually make any.
Yeah. Well, it's good to have it nonetheless. You can go for Ultralisks as well. Those are pretty sick, but here comes the engagement. He's moving in with Roach Hydra. The Hydra's doing tons of DPS.
Oh my god, this Terran army. This Terran army is actually getting served by the Zerg.
Wow.
And it's not boosting away. There it goes. But the bio, unfortunately, doesn't have that boost upgrade, so a lot of the Marines and Marauders will get shot down in the process of retreating. Rex Chapman is actually going to go for a pretty big counterattack here, but siege tanks are out now. He needs to be careful.
Yeah, wow. He is actually like full on going for it, establishing a fourth behind this. I think he needs to pull back and ramp. The siege tanks going to spell the end for those Hydras, but Rex is going for it. He's 40 supply up, and he's continuing to reinforce across the map. Another 11 Roaches on the way, as well as +2 Carapace. Yep. He has the upgrade lead.
Well, as we mentioned, he doesn't have that many drones. He hasn't droned for quite a while, in fact. 14 Roaches being made by Rex Chapman, and he's going up into a choke with a siege tank. I think he should rethink this. Pulling back now. Going to lose an Overseer here. Not that big of a deal, but the Terran is desperately trying to get rid of this Zerg from his front doorstep.
Yeah, a bit of a dance of death going on right now. Neither player wants to kind of engage in that spot, but they're trying to force each other into a first position. Yeah,
very, very true. And that siege tank is making it really hard for Rex Chapman to put crippling damage on Uber de Bing here. Uber de Bing's third is actually quite attackable. I think he should go, and he is. His Roach Hydra ball is going straight for this third, and this command center is in big trouble.
Oh, and at the same time, Uber de Bing's just loaded up a double drop and gone out of this. There's a lot less bio to defend. In fact, there is next to none, and it's just getting shredded. It may have just been the wrong decision at this point.
Yeah, he's going to, at the cost of this drop, he's going to lose his command center, a siege tank, and a ton of units.
He could lose the game too.
Does he? He has only two siege tanks in the natural and a couple of Marines and Marauders. I don't think this will be enough.
Wow, this is maxed out Zerg to 100 supply and dropping Terran. Uber's taking out the fourth base of Rex, but is it gonna matter?
I would rather be the Zerg at this point. That's a lot of Zerg units in the front of this natural. And look at that, Zepph. Rex Chapman managing to take a victory, and you look at that. You can beat Terran Zergenhardt of the Swarm.
Yeah,
How about
for
that?
sure.
Congratulations to Rex Chapman. Congratulations to Intel on another solid 3-0 victory, solidifying their dominance in Season 3 of AHGL. How did you feel about that series, Zepph? That game and that series?
Pretty sick, really exciting. There was aggression the entire game, particularly by Uber. But at the end, I guess Rex Chapman just had enough, made a big bowl of units and went, and it worked out really, really well for him. So congratulations to Intel once again. And it looks like we're back to our 3-0 curse.
Back to the 3-0 curse. We had a 3-1 last week, and we were so excited.
Yeah.
Our four games, but unfortunately another 3-0 for us. But that was quality over quantity. I think you'll agree. There were some pretty sick games, and I'm sure you guys enjoyed them as much as we did. Anyway, that will do for Maynard and Zepph this week. We will see you guys next week, week number 6, and look forward to our casts. Thank you very much. We'll see you then.